Hey, welcome back to the channel where you get to watch me build a Minimax 1100r, which I have on the fuselage on the stand right here. I actually got this second piece of plywood put in yesterday, so all the plywood in here is completed. And what I wanted to do is I had a couple questions about what this member, this bulkhead that I was working on had the big hole in it, kind of how it works out. So I thought I would start today's video with just a little demonstration of what's going on there. So what I've done is I've put everything in here, kind of how it goes, just so you can see the control stick is riding on these the bearing blocks, and then of course the stick is mounted up here, and it comes up vertically from here. But the aileron control actually goes right here, and then this hole in the middle, this big hole, is actually where the elevator Teleflex cable mounts and goes forward to the stick from there, with a fork. And so if I show you the drawing now, you'll have a better understanding of what we're actually dealing with. This is what the control stick assembly looks like, and now you can see why the hole is there. And here's a side view, so you get a feel for what's going on. So hopefully, for some of you that were curious, hopefully that helps you sort of make sense out of what I was up to. And then these blocks down here, these 3/4 blocks, end up being where the floorboard that has the rudder pedals up there, that's where the floorboard mounts to. And I'll probably put like a threaded insert in those blocks instead of using a wood. The plans call for a wood screw, but I think a threaded insert might be better just for longevity, as well as for the seat, where the seat goes in and attaches. I'll do the same there. I'll have a threaded insert instead of a wood screw, and I'll probably do the type that epoxies in, so that I don't have to try and screw something into this wood, so I don't split anything out or anything like that. I think it might just be easier to just drill the hole, epoxy it in, and be done with it. So there's that. So what I'm going to do is today is I want to get this epoxied in place, and it'll just get epoxied down here to this RSA cross member here. So it'll get epoxied there. It gets epoxied in here against this vertical member there. And this is where I had those 1/8" shims in place, and it's just because I wasn't lining up. It looks like maybe this should have been maybe 1/8 of an inch further, or no, I'll take that back. These verticals maybe should have been 1/8 of an inch further forward. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's close enough. So, but in this position, you can actually see where the aileron control horn is actually moving inside this circle here. So that's how that ends up going. And yeah, so there's that. And I'm gonna get this piece epoxied in place, and I'll probably figure out. I'll get these guys cut here. I'll get these cut and see if there isn't a possibility that we can actually get these epoxied in place today, which would be super cool. We'll see how that works out. That shouldn't be too difficult to accomplish, and that would be really sweet for the end of a workday. So I will get set up here, and we'll get busy working on this. All right. So all I'm doing here is just mark this on here that this is the right inside piece, so I don't lose track of inside outside. This actually goes, it goes right here, flush with the top. So just getting that kind of in position. And then I was marking where this piece is, because this has to have a notch in it to slide all the way back. So I'm just getting that situated. And then once I get the notch cut and I get it back there, I'll actually make my mark. I'll draw the bottom of this so that I can at least get it close. I'll just go ahead and cut it as close as I can. And then looks like I'm going to be leaving my line, and I should have a pretty good fit there. And then I have to mark off, I have to make a decision on what I'm going to do here. And I think I'm going to do the same thing I've done before, where the easiest way, rather than urethane this and wait for it, is I'm just going to take some epoxy. I'm just going to take some epoxy, and I'm going to brush it on the whole piece. And that way I can go ahead and seal this up, and I don't have to, I can just go ahead and get it done and put in place. I don't have to worry about it. So all right, so I'm going to go cut these notches, and then trace these out on the back side here, and then get them cut so that we can start working toward getting them in place. All right. All right, so I'm all set up now. I've got these two pieces here. They're all cut, and they fit really nice. I've sanded across the grain flying cub. I see how that works better than going with the grain. So I've got these all kind of dusted off and ready for epoxy. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squeegee sort of epoxy on the whole surface to seal the inside. And I'll get those attached, and I'll be attaching those with staples. So that'll happen pretty easily. And then once I get those in place, then I'm going to jump in here. I just sort of preset a couple clamps, just so I didn't have to spend a lot of time with everything wet to figure out how to get a clamp in there and get it in place. And then I'll have a couple more clamps holding up against that vertical piece. So, and that'll hold that in place nicely. And I'll put another clamp right here, kind of toward the front, this edge of that. But you'll see me put those clamps in, and yeah, so I'm going to mix up some epoxy and start gluing some things together. All right. right, so that's all I'm gonna get through. That's all the time I've allotted myself for tonight. So, but this feels really good to get this actually get these actually on. And what'll happen is once I know exactly where the engine mount is going to go, I will drill a couple of holes in here that will allow me access to the engine mount bolts. So it'll allow you to get a socket or a wrench or something inside there. So I'll have a couple holes on each side that will allow me access to that. And I'll drill those later when I know exactly where I'm going with that. So, but for now, we're all good here. I won't have time to get this epoxied in, so we'll have to do that next time. Okay, but that's good. I feel really good about what I actually got to accomplish. So, yeah. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know, I always do appreciate having you along, watching the build, commenting. I always enjoy your comments. And yeah, I'll catch you later.